talking to the neighbors, whatever we can do to do our piece to make this world a better place and put a lot of love into it. I mean, that's each of us is called to be present in some way to get us back in touch with nature.
Yeah, it's definitely has to be a grassroots. Definitely has to be a grassroots effort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we have to be examples. Maybe we. I've read a few books where people start their own garden co-op and get the community involved, and like La Mesa Verde, and having diversity in the crop where it mimics more of a natural setting where nature kind of takes care of itself instead of us trying to control nature and create all these negative consequences from using chemicals.
Yeah, totally. We have to cooperate with nature and learn from nature rather than trying to control it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the best way to do it. It's very cost effective in that way. Maybe not so cost effective as, monocropping where they grow, a zillion plants, based on profit margins.
Lisa, I saw your hand up earlier. Did you want to add anything?
I just love hearing the passion that we are all fired up about. This is the type of thing that we have to do in order to create some type of balance. I know that Nicole said, teaching our children, it starts there. We understand that the world and our lands are unbalanced. We understand that. We see that those who are interested in long-term or longevity of this earth, the mass producers, it is all about that immediate need to be served and to take and not to preserve. And I think as some of us, hopefully we will continue to grow and see that this is not a sustainable pattern, and that and our voices will be heard. As we do our part, our voices will be heard. You can save people. We can save this situation. It is not over yet. So that is why we continue to fight. I just love the passion that everybody has about this. And from the beginning, when somebody said organic, my ears went up, and from the beginning, I'm still here till the end. So I just want to applaud everybody for having feelings, who have goals and intent to make sure that our earth does last a long time. And the greed is it's a real hard thing to fight. And we're all seeing it now. We're all, financially we're being hit, but emotionally it hits us. It hits every single chord. It's quite the song, isn't it? So yeah, I just applaud everybody. Thank you.
The thing I like about a grassroots organization like this is that, I've been in this fight, for justice for my whole life. And I'm kind of out of the fight now. I'm looking at it differently. I'm not going to spend a lot of personally. I mean, everybody has their place and how they do it. And there's a place for everyone and every way to do this. For me, I am not going to use a lot of my energy to fight against agribusiness, but I'm going to use my energy to create something new. And hopefully in an organization like this, we put our energy with love, visualizing a new earth, visualizing healthy food, and put our energy into that and growing that. And I just feel like that's the way to go. Put our heart and our vision into something positive that we're creating. And the more we do that and build that, that's going to add the light to the world that we need. Anyway, that's my part. Other people will do all the rest of it, and or do how everybody has a different way of being involved, which is great. But I'm certainly going to make my phone calls also. So anyway, just wanted to add that about, the creation of something new, to put our energy into that. And I think that that's what Mesa Verde is doing.
Amen.
This is a great discussion. Thank you, everybody who's shared so far.
Hi, this is Eileen. I raised my hand. I don't think you saw. I'm
Oh,
interrupting.
sorry. No, you're good. I was just going to ask if anybody else wanted to add more.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so I kind of think like about the last 11 years for me, and how I got super involved in a lot of things at once. And now this year I had some health issues, and we had COVID, and I guess I'm like kind of turning like more inward. But I think the one thing that I learned from the 10 years is it's really important not to build new silos. Like so much of the work that's done in nonprofit and advocacy, people reinvent the wheel and start over. So I think the list of resources, and Sean mentioning the farm workers organization, is really important to reach out to those other organizations that have already been working. I think when something hits us, we get all excited and we tend to think that we're going to solve the problem and forget about the people that have been working in the problem. So that's just my insight from my last trying to invent a new solution to a problem, and seeing that, I had my time limit, and other people coming up again, and I kind of watch them and I go, wait a second, what about the other organization? So somehow we have to like really reach out across our silos and collaborate and coordinate together. And like, yeah, attacking capitalism is a big issue, but maybe if we, attack a piece of that and collaborate, we'll have more success. That's all for me. I'll get off my soapbox.
Thank you. Sean?
Yeah, it feels a lot better once you start getting involved. I was with the Center for Farm Worker Families yesterday at a distribution event, and baby stuff and kids stuff, and you show up with stuff for nursing mothers, furniture, a lot of kids' clothes, and you're immediately making a difference. The same with money. If you want to feel very different about what's been pointed out to you in this presentation, get involved. You'll also have a lot of fun and feel much better.
No. Thank you, Sean. Who else would like to add? This is a really good discussion. It's very good to hear all this too. I don't know a lot either, so.
Hi, it's Amanda. You hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. So to add to that, there's kids in San Jose. We're working with the Garden Access Committee with Casitas de Esperanza. They have needs there for tutors and people helping with the garden too. And it does feel really good to get involved with that. And so it's families, all families, and kids, formerly unhoused kids out there. And right by downtown, right by the Civic Center.
Thank you, Amanda.
And I think you reach out to Amigos de Guadalupe if you wanted to participate in that, and as well as one of our committees is actively helping with that as well.
Who else would like to add or start a new topic of discussion or conversation? Yes, Eileen.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that if you want to become involved with the homeless housing for the families in Amigos de Guadalupe, the Garden Access Committee, the Justice and Access Committee is the one that's working on that. And so that would also, if you're interested in that, reach out to Fernando and you can come to our meetings. And we're due for another meeting very soon.
Maybe people could get involved, like have events. For example, I've recently been getting into foraging, which I find very interesting, although there's certain things you need to know about it so you're safe. But, you know, the whole thing really, I think, has a lot to do with the survival of the human race. You know, I mean, killing ourselves with these pesticides, and there's stuff out there just growing, you know, would consider weeds, and we use, you know, herbicides on those, but a lot of those weeds are actually edible. You know, just a whole mindset of the Americans' mindset is just so sterilized and poisoned by our what we think things should be. You know, we go down to the grocery store and buy food that's been monocropped or whatever. And we need to open up our minds to different things and be more aware of our environment and be more, you know, supportive of it.
Thank you, Dale.
That sounds right. I've been giving oranges to everybody, and I plant plants all over town, like corn. And I mean, it would be nice to have something organized. And tomatoes, strawberries.
Amanda,
Yes,
are you Amanda Appleseed?
I am.
Oh,
Who are you? Who are you?
I'm probably more the Dale. I'm probably more the Dale group. I forage all the time.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a forager. So when my ears perked up when I heard him say foraging, that I've been doing that since I was a kid. I got in trouble for taking things from, somebody's yards, you know, picking things I'm not supposed to. But I found it was a much safer place to go and do it out, you know, in the wide open. But our wide opens are getting minimized. So maybe Dale has some new paths that he can blaze, and we can all join him on his foraging trip. I love that idea. I think Nicole wants to go too.
Well, how about mapping it out? So, and then getting permission if it's on private property.
I'm telling you, I think we should join Dale in his foraging trip.
I know. I know. So we should all figure out where we are getting these things and make it, you know, official. Like, so everybody can join in that needs those things. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of information on YouTube. There's a lot of foraging YouTube channels, and they give you all the information you need. Of course, there's books too, and there's a lot out there, really.
Hey Siri.
Yeah, there's another member also, B, who is she's just starting her foraging journey, I believe, but she wants to, or is trying to, map out places along her walks that she goes on, where she finds edible plants.
Well, you know that a couple times during our installations, I've been picking people's dandelions, and I mean, you can just find it everywhere, but you got to be careful where you pick.
Who was it? I think Carly also, you let us try some things from your garden, right, Carly?
Yeah, I think from the orange tree, I think I sent you off with some oranges, but I know I
think,
have a few other edible weeds around too.
yeah, we tried some edible weeds on the side. Who was
Oh, the nasturtium.
yes.
Yeah. And then yeah, you shouldn't even call them edible weeds, right? They're just food.
Yeah.
That's growing. And then I also had the patch of arugula that just sprung up on its own.
Awesome. Who's this? Latika? Her grandma said she used to pick poke salad.
Yeah, just sitting here listening to my grandma tell me about it. I never, it's like close to greens, huh, grandma?
Yeah, poke salad.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
I'm gonna have to Google that now.
There's another wild salad that everybody's been talking about. Does anybody else know the name of that one?
No,
Elizabeth and Lisa. Lisa, you know it, don't you?
Dale, all I know, I'm sure Dale knows something. My mom's from Arkansas, so she she'd go out and pick them dandelion greens. Oh yes, she would. She'd roll them up with some sliced up peppers or something, and make like a sandwich out of it. I mean, I remember as a kid, I used to think, God, what's wrong with her? But it also stroked curiosity in me as well, and I'm glad that I saw her eating these weird things, because I was also brave enough, and in some needs I had to, because I was in a situation where I wasn't around any food, and I was kind of like, well, homeless. So you get to learn what you can eat, and there are so many things in our own yards that are edible and people don't know. So I think we should have like a edible class. Raise your hand. Who wants a wild edible class? Like the things that we don't know what we could eat. I think we should spearhead that somewhere. That's my feeling.
Yes, please, and thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Seems to be a lot of thumbs up, a lot of hands raised, a lot of celebration for that. So that will definitely be passed along, and it has been something that people have said they're interested in, a lot of people. So hopefully we can make that happen. It will probably have to, a lot of it come from like people who know, like Dale, Lisa, Amanda, and people who are interested and want to do some research, because like I said, I don't know anything about that, so I'm gonna need some help.
Well, YouTube is an amazing place to be, okay? And
That's
just make
true.
sure you wash your greens, and if it's grown in your yard, you pretty much know it's safe. And isn't this really about the pesticides thing? If you think about it, if they're going to be spraying and doing weed abatements on the side of the wherever, I don't want you to spray my 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 forage stuff, so yeah, so keep your sprayers to yourself, and no, don't spray me. I don't need, when the gardener comes in this neighborhood and he wants to go spraying stuff, believe me, I am not okay with that. I get out there with my hose. Oh, you just need to stay right over there. So protect your spots, and make sure you know who's spraying what and who's zooming what in your neighborhood. And I think it can start there too. So I think it's all connected. Yes. Don't spray me. I'm going to put a sign out there. Do not.
Absolutely. And a lot of these herbs or plants growing out there have medicine in them. Like, for example, dandelions have a way of purifying your blood. So there's just so much stuff out there that's, free and healthy.
Oh.
Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Lisa. Danielle, I saw you have your hand raised.
Hi, sorry, I was just raising my hand to advocate that I would like to learn more about foraging.
Awesome. Thank you. Erica.
So for those of you who live near the San Jose City College area, my mom is gonna trim down her lemon trees. She has two, they're massive, and if anybody would like to come and like, pick some some lemons, they are delicious. They're huge. They're no pesticides ever added or anything. They're amazing. So let me know. I can you can message me and I can give you the address so you guys can come pick some. It's in the backyard, so I'd have to let you guys in. But whoever wants to come pick some lemons, especially at the top, because she's 4'11", so she wants to keep the lemons from the bottom. But if you guys can, if you have tools or whatever, you can come and pick as many as you like.
Yeah.
It
Thank
made
you,
me,
Erica.
oh, sorry. It made me think of Village Harvest. I don't know if any of you have heard of that already. It's a local organization that gleans fruit. But the thing about it is it's kind of organized foraging, because when you go and do volunteer work with them, you get all the things that have been what's the word? Well, they have holes in them. So when you're using the equipment, sometimes you poke a hole. They can't give those to the food pantries because they might rot. So there you come away with a whole lot of apricots when it's in season, the really good ones. They'll tell you if they're blenheims, which are really excellent, lemons and citrus and persimmons. And it's kind of fun too. You go out to orchards that are not available to see, like they did one day. I haven't done it for a while just because it's hard work, although I do the sorting, which is a little easier. But Fioli, they went to Fioli, and you get to see all the different kinds of apples. Anyway, so in a way, it's organized foraging. They vet the locations, and it's mainly it's all fruits, but fruits that would be wasted, and so that you're helping to glean for the food pantries, and you also get some wonderful delicious fruits. You can make jams and things. And anyway, yeah. So it's called Village Harvest, and you can just search on Google and they'll come up. You also get to go to some beautiful locations. I mean, just incredible, like the hills in Los Altos. They do the apricots at the, I think it's the Alta Vista Cemetery in Palo Alto. I've done like persimmons up at the Summit Road. Just incredibly beautiful locations where you just go for a few hours and pick the fruit.
So I did put my phone number in the chat if anybody would like to text me with your phone number. If you want to text me and with your name, just remind me that you're from La Mesa Verde, because then I'll be like, no, you can't come to my house. But yeah, go ahead and text me, and I will. We can sync up.
Thank you. That is so nice.
Yes, thank you, Erica. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. I think Mariana should be coming in soon with the link to the survey. So once she comes in and sends that in, please, there it is. I think she just sent it. Oh, it's up here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to send that in the group chat, I think. Okay, I'm gonna pause the recording really quickly. Nobody say anything that needs to be recorded. Okay, so, oh, there we go. This one. Oh, wait. I messed up. But please, these conversations are so good. I've enjoyed listening to what everybody has to say. I'm learning a lot myself, so please keep going. Don't let this stop you, but also please fill out the survey. And if you need me to text it to you, I know some people needed that last time, just let me know and I can get that to you.
Where is it? I'm not seeing it.
I just sent it in the chat.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Thank you.
Hello?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Are you in the meeting?
Sorry?
Oh no. Hernando, he put me in here because they have a meeting for the garden.
Yeah, what's your name? Sorry.
My name is Mai.
Mai? Oh, hi,
Mai.
Mai. He moved you over here because he's doing the Spanish version in the other room.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
No English?
Yeah, this is English.
Oh, okay.
That's why he moved you here. Mm-hmm. Right now we're filling out the survey for the food justice presentation. So I sent that link in the chat. So if you can fill that out, that would be good.
Okay. You send me the chat now?
It's in the chat here on Zoom. I'll send it again. But you're on your phone, right?
Yeah.
I can text it to you.
Can you send me by the message?
Sorry?
Can you send to me by the message?
Yes.
I also wanted to
Brianna, I don't see, this is Kelly, Athenia Kelly. I don't see the survey. And I'm in the
Okay.
chat, and so it's probably my ear somewhere, but I'm not.
Do you have the chat open?
I do.
Do you see there's two links, one after the other, that say like docs.google? Do you see that?
No, wait. I see your name, and then right below that, there's a lot of stuff. So do I just click on that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And just a reminder to everyone, number 1 is strongly agree and number 5 is disagree.
Oh, was
We
that
had
not
issue
switched again?
No, so just a reminder to everyone who's doing the survey.
I'm sorry. We talked about that last time and we just didn't do it. All right, Maya, I'm getting that that link. Just give me 1 second.
Okay. You can send me to the Facebook and I can, oh no, Facebook, you can send me by the message. I'm sorry, I'm not very good with Facebook. Send me
Yeah, it's
by
okay.
the message.
Here, let's see. I just sent it to you. Let me know if you got it.
Okay, hold on.
Through text.
Oh, my text?
Yes.
Wait. I didn't got yet.
Not yet? Or you have it?
No, not yet.
Okay.
You have my phone number, right?
I believe so.
Call you 829-1819.
408-829-1819.
Yeah.
Yes, I texted it to you. Maybe it's just taking a little to get there.
Brianna, I have a quick question now. I think somebody else already asked it, but I wasn't there yet. So if you strongly agree, is that like 1? If you strongly disagree, that's 5? Is that the way it goes?
Let me see. I think so. I think it's backwards.
So it's okay.
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
right. You're right.
So strongly agree is 1.
No, one.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Mhm.
What's your name again? I'm sorry to ask.
Brianna, but you might have the number saved from Riley.
Okay, you call me and I talked to you because I have bad headache this morning, and when I just remembered it, that's why I just called. You wanna send me the survey, right?
Yes.
Let me see. I didn't got it, but I don't know. I see a whole bunch of things here.
Let me see.
Oh, your name is Maria Anna?
No. Brianna. Here, I will text you. We can we'll talk about this. I can email you about a friend registering.
No, I'm not new.
Oh no, I was talking to Tran.
Oh, cool.
I texted you again, Mai. Did you get it? I said, hello, Mai, this is Brianna.
We don't get it. You sent to a email or you sent to a message?
I can email you now. I sent that to text message.
You know what? Go ahead and send me to email.
Okay. Does everybody else is okay with the survey? I'm not on the Zoom, so if you want to unmute yourself and just.
Yes, I got it. I'm finished it.
Okay.
Amanda needs a text.
Okay. Let me know if you get it. I just sent it to you.
You text or you email?
I sent it to Amanda. Hold on, I'm going to email you. Let me see.
I'm done.
Amanda, did you get the text?
I got the text, but my phone doesn't do it simultaneously, so I'll have to do it later.
Okay, no problem. Okay, Mai, I just sent it on email.
Okay, let me see. Get it. You got my email?
I believe so. It is
Mao, my win.
Yes.
Welcome.
mousemywen@gmail.com.
Yes.
Yes, I sent it to you.
You text me or you email?
I emailed it. It should come from Brianna T@sacredheartcs.org.
Wait, they will come. Go on, they come.
You got it?
Not yet.
Okay.
No.
Okay, we can try again afterwards. All right, we're gonna start the gardening part now. Let's see. All right. All right. So, integrated pest management. Everybody with hands up, Amanda, Eileen, and Danielle, are those just left over from before?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so here I'm also gonna ask if you can hold questions for, we have one designated break spot after a few slides. And then after that to the end, this presentation is pretty long. It's a lot of information, but not like complex information like the food justice one was. But I just want to make sure we have enough time to go through. All right, so integrated pest management, small scale IPM for beginner gardeners. So what is integrated pest management? Integrated pest management for the backyard garden is an ecosystem-based process you can use to solve pest problems while minimizing risks to people and the environment. IPM focuses on the long-term prevention of pest damage through a combination of techniques such as biological control, habitat manipulation, modification of cultural practices, and the use of resistant varieties. Pesticides are used only after monitoring indicates they are needed according to established guidelines, and treatments are made with the goal of removing only the target organism. So how does it work, the process of IPM? So you identify action levels, monitor, then prevent, and then curative action. Oh, I cannot see with this. Okay, there we go. All right, identifying action levels. So at what point does a small problem become a major problem? So there's a point where the balance of the garden is tipped, especially in the increased presence of invasive pests. At what point will interventions be needed? You decide when and where there needs to be cultural, mechanical, physical, biological, or chemical interventions. And what interventions are the most accessible and reasonable options? What solutions are the easiest to find and do, affordable, and least impactful on the environment? Monitoring. So you identify the affected plants, which plants are showing signs of damage or disease, and where. Trap and identify the pests and life cycle. Set out traps, check under leaves, stems, under mulch or soil surfaces. And what point in the life cycle is the pest? Keep a record. Identified pests and related diseases, types of damage, population size, distribution, time of year and season, temperature, etc.
Oh, interesting.
So this I'm kind of going to go quickly through the pest identifications. You can look more into it afterwards. So here we have white flies, small, soft-bodied and flying, leaf miner, non-descriptive black flies with burrowing larvae, snails and slugs, large slimy mollusks, and aphids, small, soft-bodied and semi-flying. Here in the B slide, horned tomato caterpillar, large, soft-bodied with a horn/tail, pincher bug or earwig, medium, rear, harmless pincher, a roly-poly or pill bug, isopod, think like a lobster, and spider mites, microscopic relatives to spiders and ticks. Cabbage moth caterpillar, voracious larva of a cabbage moth. Cabbage moth is a large flying insect. Imported cabbage worm is a larva of the white cabbage butterfly, and the white cabbage butterfly, it's a white flying insect with tipped and spotted wings, sorry. A scale is an armored sucking insect. Grain or bean weevils, medium hard shelled. Fig eater beetle, cutworm/flying beetle. Brown marmorated stink bug, large insects that emit a smell when threatened. Squash bugs, they're in the stink bug family. Squash vine borer is a flying orange-black crested moth white larva. Mexican bean beetle, orange spotted flying insect. Sorry, a corn ear worm is a larva of a moth. raccoon, nocturnal mammal, birds, warm-blooded and feathered, squirrels, agile climbing mammals, rats, mice, gophers, and moles, small rodent mammals. All right, so then we have, actually, which slides? Beneficial insects. So identify what beneficial insects attack the pests. Some of the most common beneficial insects are ladybugs, spiders, lacewings, bees, parasitic wasps, ground beetles, ants, and centipedes. Oh, and those are all pictured here on the side. And other ones that aren't there are praying mantis, dragonflies, and hooverflies.
Oh.
Prevention. Stopping pests before they become a larger problem. As gardeners, you want to put into practice preventative measures to reduce pest infestations and to keep manageable levels. Remember, the goal is to keep pests at manageable levels. Don't be fooled with the idea that you can completely get rid of pests from your garden. There will always be some. Preventative measures, reducing plant debris, changing watering schedule, routine inspections, preemptive spraying, and pest traps. Curative action. At some point, there's going to be times that preventative measures will fail. Pests have evolved to be persistent and resilient. Thorough research, application, and consistency matters when responding to heavy pest loads. Treatment options. Weigh the most effective treatment options. Remember, it needs to be free or affordable, accessible, effective, and least harmful and impactful to the environment. The order of control methods should be cultural, mechanical, physical, biological, and then chemical. All right, so here's where we're taking our first questions break. Does anybody have any questions, comments they'd like to make?
Yeah. In listing the beneficial insects, they had ants on there. I would not consider them a beneficial insect because a lot of times they'll mine aphids and they have this relationship that actually benefits each other. I've never heard of actually ants being a beneficial insect.
I also have some input. The roly-polies, I do not consider those non-beneficial.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. And they actually help agitate the soil. I don't think they're that, bad of an insect if they are even a bad insect.
In fact, they eat heavy metals, and you're right about the aeration of the soil, so to speak. I find them to be very helpful. I have them in my worm bins, and I kind of would be sad if I didn't have them, right? So how does this happen that we get this information and it is somewhat misinformation, and the list of beneficial insects is missing as far as pests that are predatory and then other pests that actually can fight them? Like, there's no mention of that either. So I could talk about this subject matter for a very long time.
Yeah.
By the way, chickens love those roly-polies.
Thank you for the input, for adding that. I guess sometimes there's just different information on different websites. And in terms of like more of those beneficial ones, I'm not sure, but I know there is a lot to cover and we only have like an hour for this presentation. So if you have any questions or anything else, Dale and Lisa, anybody else that knows anything, is very educated on pests and stuff, you can go to them as well. Anybody else have any questions?
It's Amanda. I just have a comment. I have a little indoor garden, and I had a bunch of red centipedes. I just caught them all, and that worked. They live a nice life in a jar now.
Anybody else?
I'm laughing out loud at Amanda's comment. Oh, she's funny. Oh.
Alrighty, we can head back to the presentation. Actually, give me 1 second.
Are we going to, Brianna, are we going to get a slight break?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That was an easy answer. I was just kind of responding for all of us non-breakfast eaters that just
Oh.
came directly.
No, you can.
Hello.
You can step out, go grab whatever you need, and then come back. Don't worry.
Okay.
Take care
Hello.
of yourselves. You don't have to ask for permission to
Okay.
to the bathroom, go get food, whatever you need to do, you do it.
All right. Thank you.
Hello, anybody there hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Oh, okay. I have a problem with my vegetable. The leaf, the clean, the green vegetable. I use the eggshell. I try the eggshell and I put in the soil. I think it's no snail or no nothing gonna bite my leaf. But in the morning when I come out and I see all the leaf, they have holes. And what kind of insect is that to bite them? Hello?
Yeah.
Can I interject?
Yeah.
Yep, it's earwigs or it's snails. There's only two that would really be munching a lot, and potential worm as well. If you can identify that, you can set trap for the creature or the whatever's eating. You can set trap and then figure out what it is. If you want to try the soy sauce and olive oil or sesame oil trap, that works pretty good. Just put a couple bowls that you've made out of tinfoil, and you put the soy sauce and the olive oil in like a bowl and set the bowl down in the soil a little bit, so the creature will come and be attracted to the smell of the soy sauce and the sesame oil, and you'll find out what it is that's actually eating it. And snails are slow, but they're persistent, and they'll find their way. They certainly will. So I wouldn't discount them.
Oh. Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you. Because that house. What about I use the water and put a little bit the wash this the soap. I put a little bit in there and I shake it and then I spray in the lip. And I want to kill all the whatever the insect they're gonna go in the lip, the green ladder.
Yeah, that is
But
one method for control, organic control, but you gotta be careful not to put too much soap in it, because that will affect negatively your plants.
oh boy, that those kind of insects is hard to kill them. And what else can I kill them? Can I do to stop them?
You have to identify them first, Mai. Please, if you would, you have to try to identify the creature first, whatever that is, and then you can hopefully address the issue directly. It is prevention. Remember, prevention is something that you do on a regular to minimize the negative effects of pests. If your plant is thriving, then the pest is only eating a small amount. Okay, now you've got a relationship with your pest. The pest can eat some, just don't eat it all. If your plant is thriving and doing well, with the exception of a few bites out of it, and you're doing preventative medicine, preventative measures, then you're probably going to be okay. Kind of like a symbiotic relationship. You meet halfway with whatever it is that's out there. We can't get rid of everything. Nothing is perfect, but we definitely can manage what we have and keep it balanced. I hope that helps. You can call me anytime, and I bet you Dale, he'd be loving to answer any of your questions as well. These are our passions.
Yeah, I like to interject a little bit. One thing I do, and since I've been doing this, I have had no problems with insects, and that is grow flowers, because that draws in beneficial insects. They feed on the flowers, and they just kind of hang out. And since then, have had no problems with pests.
Okay.
Yeah, great advice,
Okay.
Dale. Great advice. Planting flowers is an amazing self-care. It's beautiful too.
Yeah, win-win situation.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. And thank you for that question, Mai.
Yeah,
Mhm,
thank you.
mhm.
What about flower? I have the tree in the front, all kind of flower, but I got the very tiny off egg. They get in on the top of the plant, whole bunch of them, and they look green, and some they look black.
Well,
And I put,
you definitely want to pick those infected areas and pick them off and throw them in the garbage, because they're just mass producing.
oh, I can't pick it up because they laying eggs the whole plant. I mean, I have a whole bunch of them in the front, and I just put my hand and I kill each one of them, but they very, very tiny. I mean, tiny like the needle, but they grow the whole thing to the plant, the head, top.
Yeah, they're probably some sort of sucking insect. And if they're, infested, the plant's pretty much done anyhow. You might have to just pull the whole thing up and destroy it. And when I say destroy, I mean put it in a situation where it's not going to allow the insects to spawn into bigger insects, where they can continue the cycle of garden devastation.
If you think with me, I hope I can go to the Home Depot or something to buy the bottle usually. They
Oh
kill
my
the
God.
No?
No, we're trying to avoid that, because those are harmful chemicals. They can get into the soil, into your food. And by the way it sounds, your plant's pretty much had it anyhow. And once a plant becomes compromised like that, it can't give you the quality of fruit that you're looking for. If it even does fruit, you might as well just pull it up. That was what I would do.
Okay.
Mai, do you have
Yeah.
do you have somebody that's helping you with your garden? Do you have a mentor?
No, I only do by myself. I help with the land with myself, and I'm only the one that do my garden, and because I love my garden. My garden is my family. I just do everything by myself mostly. Um, I don't have nobody to help, but it's okay. I enjoy though. I have two hands is suffering, two legs suffering, and my back is the operation. My whole body seems like everything is operation. But I'm enjoying it. But only thing is the insect, the worm, those kind of things get on my nerve. It make me mad. I don't know what to do. You know, when you grow something, you want to see them green. You want them to see them beautiful. And when I look at that, I'm mad. I don't know what to do. You know?
Sometimes we need help,
Like what?
sometimes we can reach out and we need help. If you would like, I could come and see your garden and see if I could assess it for you. I don't know where you're located, but I mean, sometimes even if we're very
live-
independent, we need help.
I live close by Abilene, close by high school. You know, water, what's the running water?
Is that East San Jose?
Yeah,
Yes.
I live close by running water. You know, where the people always go there.
Oh, the
Waterfall.
raging waters.
I know
Yeah.
where. Okay. So why don't, does anybody want to reach out to like maybe to share pictures or at least help her get through this? Because I hear being very independent, but I also hear her loving her garden and I hear her wanting to save it, and her desperate measures are could lead her to the Home Depot. And that's one place we don't want her to go.
Well, you know, I could put my money where my mouth is and go ahead and look at it for her if she, you know, if she wants to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
I can share both of your phone numbers with
Thank
each
you.
other.
Okay.
Alrighty. Okay, we will get back to the presentation. We can continue this conversation and then more discussion afterwards as well. Okay. Can you all see the screen?
You asked me?
Just
Yep.
everybody. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, perfect. So control methods. Actions should be followed in this order. Prioritize least harmful and invasive. Aim for methods that affect specific pests rather than a broad spectrum of pests. So cultural control, mechanical or physical control, biological control, and then chemical control. So cultural control. What you should consider doing first when addressing a problem, if unsuccessful, move to physical control. So with this, you address and change gardening practices that could possibly encourage habitat for garden pests. This is the least harmful and invasive method to controlling pests. You have polyculture versus monoculture, pruning and spacing, watering techniques, soil health, and planting resistant crop varieties. So polyculture versus monoculture. Specific pests will thrive best in monocultures, planting only one type of crop due to the easy access of specific food sources. And polyculture, which is planting many different crops, typically limits pests population size to only a certain number of crops. Remember to plant a variety of crops from different families. Look into companion planting. Pruning and spacing. Often pests thrive when there's an abundance of plant matter like branches, leaves, plant litter, which prevents airflow and limits access for predatory organisms to control the pest population. Give enough space between plants and prune the excess growth to improve airflow. Watering techniques. Usually watering early in the morning gives time for plants to dry out and for water to soak in. Try to water at the soil level. Do not splash any soil on the leaves. Do not underwater or overwater, which can affect the health of your plant. Struggling plants attract pests since they have lower defenses. Soil health and choose resistant varieties. Typically, pests will attack weaker, struggling plants that are lacking or have too much moisture light, nutrients, or are affected by viral, bacterial, or fungal diseases. Focus on improving and building up healthy soil with compost and organic fertilizers first to promote strong plants that can resist pest presence more effectively. Choose pest and disease-resistant plant varieties. So then mechanical and physical control. And this is a non-invasive method to control or slow down pests. If this doesn't work, move on to biological control. Mechanical or physical control methods include traps, hand picking, and water spraying. This works best when dealing with lower populations of pests. And you can also plan the most effective times to set out traps or when to hand pick depending on the time of day or season. This typically has low harm and impact on the environment. So hand picking, traps, and water. This works well with some easier to handle pests. Use a cup with some soapy water and use gloves to pick off the pests and drown them in a cup. Repeat as needed, dispose of it in the trash. If you're not squeamish, you can also squash the pests between your fingers. Traps set up during certain times in the season and strategically throughout the garden can help lower your pest load. You can also use trap crops or decoy crops. Another way to manage pests is to use a strong spray of water. Types of traps, so earwigs, soy sauce and oil wells, snails and slugs, beer wells, snails and slugs also copper mesh or tape, earwigs and slugs, a moist rolled up newspaper, white flies, yellow sticky paper, borer moths, fruit tree borer traps, and etc. specific trap crops. So California oak leaves, compost, mulch, and physical barriers. Using Californian oak tree leaves can help create predatory beneficial organisms that will feed on pests and repel other pests. Using physical barriers like fruit tree netting prevents birds from eating the fruit, or row covers prevents cabbage moths and butterflies, or plastic and metal fencing for cats and other larger pests. Hot chili pepper powder and diatomaceous earth. Please, was that right, Dale? I see you nodding. Okay. So hot chili pepper powder can repel some pests when sprinkled throughout the garden or around certain plants, some insects and mammals. Somebody asked me about using red pepper flakes to keep cats away. I don't remember who it is, and I told you I wasn't sure. Here's maybe use a hot chili pepper powder. Diatomaceous earth is a powder made up of tiny, sharp, fossilized remains of diatoms. It's a type of microalgae. Sprinkled around plants, it can pierce and dehydrate or kill the soft shell and some hard shell pests. However, it can also kill beneficial insects, and you must reapply after every watering or rain. Look for food grade powder if available.
You gotta be careful when you're using that stuff too. You don't want to breathe it in because those little silica chunks will get into your lungs and do damage.
Thank you, Dale. Yeah, so make sure you're using the proper protective gear.
Wear a mask like we've been doing.
Biological control. Watch for and encourage habitat for beneficial insects. If biological control does not work, move to chemical control. Biological control focuses on introducing predatory beneficial insects and creating beneficial insect, reptile, amphibian, and bird habitats. Companion planting is also biological control. Companion planting. It attracts beneficial insects to help increase the health of certain plants. Here's a quick list of common companion plantings. Milpa 3+1 sisters, the classic companion planting by Mandan, Iroquois, and Tewa Native Americans. Grain corn to let beans climb up, tepary or common beans for nitrogen, winter squash for moisture retention, reduce weeds, and repel animals. All three plants together provide complex carbs, essential fatty acids, and all 9 essential amino acids. Southwest Native Americans sometimes added Rocky Mountain bee plant or sunflower for pollination and, beneficials. So here's just a little list of things. So this says follow these guidelines to best structure the layout of your garden. Alrighty.
Yeah, interesting that some of those plants, when grown together, help benefit the other plants underground. They have a relationship.
All right, more biological control. Predatory organisms, ladybugs are good for aphids. Lacewings are good for caterpillars and aphids. Praying mantis are good for moths, beetles, flies, and even beneficial insects. Predatory wasps are pest specific, and beneficial nematodes are also pest specific. Bird habitat and beneficial insect habitat. Bird feeders, bird baths, and ladybug houses. So now chemical control. The use of insecticidal soaps and natural pesticide sprays. Before you take this step, you need to understand that there are consequences, as many pesticides, both natural and conventional, are non-discriminatory and will kill even beneficial insects if applied incorrectly or at the wrong times. Even natural pesticides can disrupt the ecosystem and throw off the chain of pests and predators, as well as soil health, out of balance. Some natural pesticides are less harmful, so research on the least harmful is important. Conventional pesticides are even worse and tend to be long-term problems. So first, always read the label and follow the label. What to look for. When looking at the label, pay attention to the following: application times, morning, day, night, seasonal, concentration and dilution. You can burn your plants if that's not followed. Affected organisms. What does it kill? Does it kill bees too? Does it like aquatic life, worms, children, or pets? Does it have the Organic Materials Review Institute label, which is this label here on the side? And prioritize pesticides for specific pests rather than broad spectrum ones. Weigh over the benefits and cons before using. Spinosad, a relatively new insect killer that quickly and safely controls a variety of caterpillar, beetle, and thrips pests. Spinosad is derived from the fermentation juices of a lowly soil bacterium called, I don't know how to say that, but you can read it. It was originally found in the Caribbean in 1982 in an abandoned rum distillery. BT is a naturally occurring soil-borne bacteria that has been used since the 1950s for natural insect control. It consists of a spore, which gives it persistence, and a protein crystal within the spore, which is toxic to specific insect species. It has a short half-life in the environment and is effective with cabbage worms and other ones. Boric acid. It's most often used in pesticides and can be found in tablet form, liquid form, powder form, and various types of traps. It kills insects by absorbing into them, poisoning their stomachs, affecting their metabolism, and abrading their exoskeletons. This is used for roaches, ants, and silverfish. All-season horticulture oil spray. Oil-based pesticides are an effective and ecologically friendly way to handle many garden insect pests and even some diseases. The primary way horticultural oil kills insects is by suffocating them. The oil blocks the spiracles through which insects breathe. The oil also disrupts the metabolism of insect eggs and the ability of some insects to feed, causing them to starve to death. It's often used in fruit trees, and it is used for a huge variety of pests. Safer insecticide soap or dish soap, Castile soap. It suffocates pests, especially soft-bodied pests like aphids. Best used at the beginning of the day. You can easily make it with a couple of drops of dish soap or Dr. Bronner's biodegradable Castile oil or Castile soap with water, put into a spray bottle. Permethrin, a natural type, not synthetic. It is a broad spectrum insecticide, one of the oldest organic insecticides. It uses naturally occurring chemicals called pyrethroids that are found in chrysanthemums, a type of flower which has insecticidal properties. It breaks down in hours in direct sunlight. Caution, it kills every insect, including bees, paralyzes fish, and is toxic to cats. Neem oil is a naturally occurring pesticide found in seeds from the neem tree. It is yellow to brown, has a bitter taste, and a garlic sulfur smell. It's been used for hundreds of years to repel and kill a large variety of pests and diseases, and it's used as medicine too. Sluggo, slug and snail control. One of the best snail and slug control products. It's a 2-in-1 bait and killer. Sluggo is an alternative to traditional slug and snail baits. It contains iron phosphate, which naturally occurs in soil, so it's safe around wildlife and pets, and it's effective even after rain or watering.
Brianna,
Yes.
quick question. Are we going to be able to get like copies of this, or I mean, not the whole session, but these things that you're talking about right now?
Yep. We sent an email a few days ago with the link. It has the slides, and we can add the slides again when we send out the recordings.
That'd be great.
All right, so just a quick summary of the IPM process. So regularly inspect and keep records. Oh, that is in Spanish. Look under leaves, the fruits, and look for damage, eggs, larvae, or adult pests, and make sure you record what you see. Identify what type of pest is it, what life stage is it in, which plants are most affected. Contact the experts, talk to experienced gardeners, mentors, staff. You can also refer to information online, in books, reputable websites, or garden stores. So here in this room, we have several people who are very experienced and very knowledgeable on this. And Lisa also said YouTube could be a great friend. So we've already talked about several resources here so far. And then order of actions: prevention, then cultural control, physical control, biological control, and lastly, as a last resort, chemical control. All right, so now we have a lot of time for discussions. We have until, I believe, 11:50 for discussion. So I know there was a lot of questions before just about the pests, and now that we've gone over all those different ways of prevention, I'm sure there's a lot of questions as well. So the floor is open for anyone and everyone to share and discuss whatever. Danielle?
Hi, thank you. Let me get on camera. So this question is more for the experienced gardeners, and it's not around the pesticides just because this is my first year, so I don't really have any experience in that. But my question is about morning glory. So I planted my own morning glory. maybe about 2 years ago. And last year it just really took off and was really a year of experience with it. And then I guess during, I want to say the fall and winter, it seems to have gone dormant. I don't know if that's normal. And more specifically, my question is, should I prune it back?
Dale?
Well, I really don't know much about that morning glory. I believe you said it's the second year it's been growing.
Yes. So it really took off. So the first year it was very, there wasn't much growth to it. So last year it just really took off. In fact, I probably can show you guys on my camera what I'm talking about. And it's really great because it has these beautiful purple flowers that come during, sorry, it's hard to see, when it is blooming. So at this time of the year, I guess it's not when it blooms. Sorry, everybody, I'm trying to figure out how to switch my camera. There we go.
Dale, do you mind?
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
okay. But I can take off with this one. I'm pretty experienced with them.
Go ahead.
Yeah, please. Thank you. I don't want to
thank you.
Take the stage too much. Please cut it back as you're doing so. Remember, there are seed pods and you have to harvest those. Otherwise, those seed pods will drop and you'll have more morning glories than you care to have. They're invasive, so you must be careful with that. If you don't mind that it takes over, then just cut. Don't worry about the seed loss and allow Mother Nature to take its course. And trust me, it will come back voraciously. The flower itself, once it dies, you'll see that there's a cluster of, it looks like maybe like 4 fingers, a cluster, and they're usually dry to the touch. And when you crumble it, you'll see the black seed fall into your hands. And those are the seeds that you would want to harvest. And you could give those to friends or enemies, depending on ones that don't know, because this is an invasive plant. So, but beautiful, just the same. I suggest only planting it against fence line and or say maybe an archway or something coming into your yard, something where you can manage it and it can climb. It's best when it does climb. There is another problem with morning glories is it can be a good place for bees and hummingbirds, but really a good place for spider mites too. So spider mites are not your friend. So this is something that when you maintain it or grow it, you want to make sure that you're aware of what the spider mites look like, what that damage looks like. Mostly the spider mites will go to like climbing beans and morning glories. So again, that's a good thing and a bad thing, depending on where it's situated. Remember that these plants that we plant to keep the predatory bugs in their place, right? They'll stay more likely on your morning glory. So they're good and bad at the same time. It's a challenge. It's almost it's a project, actually. Morning glories are definitely something that you would find yourself invested in pretty full time. So they can take up a lot of your space and time. I hope that helps.
Thank you. That's very helpful. I have one more question for you. Thank you so much for the wealth of knowledge that you have. Okay, so I planted my morning glory before I got into the program. So here is my, as you can see, my planter bed, and then here's the fence, and I have some morning glory running through the holes. And so considering I'm going to be planting right here, what's your recommendation? Should I
would not put those morning glories anywhere. I would not put them so close to your bed. I would let them go over there somewhere. It's just not immediately in contact with your bed. I have made this mistake, and this is why I speak with experience, and I still struggle with them. I still fight them. There are places where I want them and places where I don't want them. So the good thing about them, as they come up, keep in mind that they are invasive, meaning they're difficult to control and they take a lot of maintenance. And you can pick them quickly as they sprout up and remove them so you can control it. But you really got to play God with these morning glories, okay?
I get it.
And
Okay.
remember, your garden is important. You want that to be your showpiece. The morning glories, they'll try to be the boss in that garden. So just keep them over here somewhere. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
All right. Cool.
Got it. Thank you so much.
No worries.
So I have a question. Is there is hello?
Yes.
Hello? Okay. Do you have any menu, the paper about the insect, how to get rid of them, how to take care of that? Do you have any kind of piece of paper on that until I can pick it up, please, next week?
I don't think so. I can print out the slides we had today and get that to you. Does that work? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, just text me. And I can have that at Sacred Heart for you.
You what? I'm sorry.
I can print it out and have it for you at Sacred Heart to come pick up.
Oh, okay. You come pick up where on the front desk, or I go to the back door.
Or you can come to the volunteer office and just send me a text when you're there.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's one thing. I got a comment. I have a comment about gardening in general. And it's one thing I've learned kind of recently, is just reading a book that in nature, you know, you go out to the park or, you know, especially like your national parks or whatever, and you can see how everything is growing so beautifully and lush. And the reason for that is there's so much diversity in that system that over, you know, the millennium, all these animals, plants, and insects have learned to like coexist and benefit each other. And I kind of look at my garden that way. You know, how can I make my garden more diverse and make it a welcoming place for beneficial insects, for example? I think that, you know, that's the problem with our the monocropping. You just grow one plant, and there is no natural defense for those plants when they're monocropped like that. It's just a disconnect to the way I think and believe God made the world.
Thank you. That makes a lot of sense. It's giving me some inspiration.
On the same lines, right? Do you have any recommendation of combination of crops, combination of plants that they can grow in a garden bed?
Yeah, wasn't that slide that you guys had? I kind of wanted to touch back on that slide because so are those all the plants that you should be growing together, and then the ones that you shouldn't be in the same bed?
Yeah, that's a companion planting.
Yeah, what is that? Is that what you're referring to, kind of thing?
That is just part of the part of the scheme. You want to keep in mind, I think companion planting is terrific. I mean, for example, growing marigolds next to your tomatoes, and they have a relationship to each other where the marigolds release certain chemicals that the other plant benefits from, and they trade back and forth that way. Same with myco, mycelium does that sort of trick too. But yeah, there's really good books about it. Go to Amazon, just find one that has good, you know, like 5 stars, 4.5 stars, whatever, and you pretty much can't go wrong. And just try to follow something in there. You know, you look up, for example, a plant that you want to grow, and then it'll usually cross-reference a beneficial plant, be it vegetable or flower or whatever. And it's a lot of fun. You can kind of experiment, see what works.
And then do you recommend plant, so you said marigold, Tara, let me back, sorry. Marigold next to the tomatoes. Is it important to have them right next to the plant, or could you have them like say in a pot, you know, like 2 feet away?
Yeah, they need to have the exchange, the underground chemical exchange, you know,
Oh,
whatever it
okay.
is that's going on there. Yeah, so when you put it in a pot, of course, it's going to isolate that plant from the other plant. So,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
however, you know, see, even in saying that, you can put like flowers in pots around your plants, and the flowers will actually attract beneficial insects that can provide relief from, you know, bad insects on your vegetables.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So just a little tidbit for those who just got their garden beds and this is their first year. I would strongly suggest, and maybe Dale can chime in on this, is getting some wildflower seeds and dispersing them into the soil now. And I understand, yes, you're going to be introducing plants into your garden and you'll be disturbing some of those established seeds. That's okay. If you disperse enough of these interesting wildflower seeds, you're going to be bringing in that diversity that Dale is speaking of. I myself as well follow the same gardening program that he does, is where I am a very diversified. It's completely diversified. Everything from banana trees to wildflowers to morning glories to just whatever, bougainville. Everything is growing out there. I don't think there's anything that's not growing out there. I'm kind of a hoarder of plants, and but the seeding right now is a good time, you know, to get that watered in, get them established, and then adding your plants in companion planting like that for it just, I think it's a great time to start now. And if they're very inexpensive, you can definitely order them from Amazon or even go to Big Lots or Safeway or any box store or whatever. They have seeds, and just get a can of beautiful wildflower seeds and integrate those into your garden now as before the plants get there. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I got a suggestion. Also, be careful not to put too many seeds in there, you know, especially interdispersed with your garden vegetables, because you don't want to, you know,
crowd
crowding. Yeah.
Yes.
I like to put mine kind of around like a peripheral, you know, and of course, if there's a flower that's going to benefit another vegetable from growing, I'll grow those next to that specific vegetable. And just, you know, have good garden planning, you know, because you don't want to crowd things together too much. That will actually cause insect infestations. And so, you know, because it makes it a nice little protective harbor for them to, you know, grow in. You want good aeration through your garden. You know, you were speaking about that a little bit in the presentation, Brianna. You want to have good air circulation around your plants, because if you get things growing too dense together, that makes a perfect environment for bad insects to infest.
Again, let me interject. Yes, balance is best, and that is a good rule of thumb. So I will chime in on that. Don't overdo it. Anything too much, anything in excess is just that, excess. So yes, thank you for clarifying that, Dale.
That's okay. I thought you probably meant to say that.
So just one question on that. Putting the seeds in, can they just drop seeds in there, or do they need to be, I don't know what the term is, but like in water first and get roots going?
Well, you know, there's, like you just mentioned, there are different methods. You know, I prefer to, I'm a bit of a control freak when it comes to my garden. And so, you know, I don't like to just throw too many seeds in there or whatever. You know, that's just going to make more work for me. I prefer to start my seeds indoors. And that's a little bit of an advanced thing because I have these LED lights and I actually help grow seedlings for La Mesa Verde. But I think that's the best way, if you can do it, is to try to manage growing your plants seedlings and then transplanting them into the garden. And, you know, you have much better control that way and better results, I believe.
And Dale, I am on the other side of that. I poke and hope. I poke a hole, drop a seed, cover it up and hope. And yeah, I
That's
mean,
not
it
much
is
fun.
both methods I can't say are bad. I also have started my own seeds as well. And I just have I just like only the strong survive, poke and hope, you know, let's see how this one does. It could be an old seed and I'm waiting for 2 weeks for it to pop and then I get frustrated. So, you know what? I'm just going to use Mother Nature to the best of my ability and put my finger in there, put a seed in there, cover her up, give her some water, and then be so happy in 2 weeks when I see her sprout through. But either way, kids, it all is part of gardening, and you have to try. You have to do both. You really do in order to be a full-rounded gardener, I believe. Thanks, Dale.
You're welcome. Nice to hear from you.
Thank you both.
Well, thank you, all of you, as whoever, you know, give me the idea about the insert, so I get in my nerve to plan, and I want to learn more. You know, I getting old, not that old, but old, to enjoy the plant a lot. I've been enjoying my plant for a while, but the thing is, all those insects is scaring my nerve, give me headache. I just wonder why. And I put a lot of things, the egg cell up, and I know you guys don't want to hear it. I go to Home Depot to get the thing straight to them, kill them, and the month, 2 months, they come back again, get in my nerve again. And I don't know what to do with it, but this time I wish I can stop those things. So worm not coming back. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll share, like I said, Dale's information with you, so you both can talk about and try to figure out the problem with the pests in your garden.
Thank you.
Laura?
So I'm, you know, certainly not an expert, but I've just been practicing for a while, this gardening thing. And so I'm kind of with Dale and Lisa. I kind of do it both ways, but I just wanted to share kind of an economical thing that I've found for starting seedlings. I save my non-bleached toilet paper rolls and cut them in half and use them as little seed pods. I just, you know, use soil I have and then put them in. And it's just a less expensive way than having to go buy, you know, special little things to start your seedlings in.
Just one comment about that. When you put the soil in, do try to use a, you know, fairly clean product. Just grabbing soil out in your backyard and putting in there is not always the best thing because there could be insects in there. Just a little.
I'll qualify that. I do have checked the soil and have clean soil in my, and I use organic soil from my backyard.
Oh, I have something to say about that one. This is Amanda. Hello?
We hear you. Yes, we hear you.
Oh, good. I got the potting soil from a store and it's organic and it came with mycelium, but that was packed with the soil gnats.
Ooh, yeah.
So I had to change out all my soil from the garden, from the backyard. So I had a different experience with it. I hadn't expected that.
Yeah, that can happen. Yeah, you gotta be careful.
You mean buy the soil out there to put in? Go ahead.
I bought organic soil and it came with the soil gnats. It seems like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing about soil gnats, they can actually form if you water too much and the soil just gets all mucky. So you gotta be careful about over watering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like
yeah. I'm sorry. This day you cannot use too much water anyway. I just want to know if I only water a few seconds the top and enough for the top soil until they can get wet and they can grow. Is that okay for that, or I have to water more? Because the water this day is I have to be careful. We don't have enough water to.
Well, one thing you want to do is make sure when you do water them from as close to the ground as possible. You don't really want to spray water on your plants because that can cause funguses, molds. It's just better to drop water at the bottom. Now, at the same time,
straight to the bottom. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You mean straight the water to the root, where the tree is under, don't not the top. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it's a.
Yeah, if you can. If you can. Yeah, some plants don't like to be watered from that vantage point, which makes no sense since that's where rain comes from. Too much on the top side can be a bad thing. It can be a place where bad insects can harbor, and sounds to me like you're having a problem with some sucking insects, and that may have contributed to it.
Oh boy, them like those insects, they love me so much. Want to get rid of them until I can see all my plants grow beautiful. That is my family there.
Yeah, that's great.
Don't you think it's a morning and go out there and look at all of them grow? More beautiful when you cut them in and eat them. That's more beautiful. I love that,
Yeah,
see the insect. I said, why? I don't invite you here. I don't invite.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Dale to the
I
rescue.
don't invite you. Huh?
Yeah. Well, we'll get that whipped into shape for you.
Thank you. Thank you. They come in without knock the door and ask, can they come in my plan? I don't like those. They say, well, I don't care. You don't like me, but I go in and eat your plan. I hear him. But anyway, it's very good reading too, doesn't matter what age you got, we all learning things every day. Always learning things. That's all the plan now. Look at them and enjoy them.
That's right. Joy of gardening.
Yeah. See them grow. It's like you see your children grow. When they all grow and they go bye-bye, you just left, we just stay behind and plant them and learning them.
Then you have
Now
all
we
that,
have time.
and then you have all that great food to eat. That's another reward, huh?
Uh-huh. Green lettuce, parsley, mint. I don't like tomato planted in the box because I see all those worms, the big thing. Oh, that doesn't scare me. And
Oh,
then I plant the tomato outside.
the tomato
You know, the big,
hornworm. Yeah, the tomato
yeah,
hornworm.
I
Those are
hate them.
frightening. They
And
are
when I look
frightening.
at them, I feel, what are you doing here, my tomato? Go. I talk to, sometimes I talk to my friend and the dog. Look at me. I have a big dog, German Shepherd, and another one that, where they go in the backyard, but they're very good dog. They don't play with my friend. They look at me. Anyway, when I talk to my friend, I heard that when you talk to the plane going good. I don't know if it's true or not. I heard people say when you talk to them,
Well,
and they go, it's true?
I think it's been shown that they do react at some sort of chemical level when you do talk to them. It's actually something they can measure. So I don't know if they're just like trying to talk back or what that is, but it does.
Oh,
do
they talk
something.
back. I won.
Yeah.
No, they don't talk back. But then, I heard people told me you talk to the plant, they go. And I talk to them. I don't know. They go good, but I talk when I talk. Sometimes I feel like I talk to myself. But it's great to tell them, oh wow, you're going good. You look green. I like it. Yeah. No, they don't talk back. They talk back. I run. I'm not there.
Well, maybe they're talking back when they grow so healthy.
But they talking back. They say, okay, I'm ready for you. Go ahead and cut and enjoy yourself. Yeah. But so far it's good. I growing flower, but I have to be careful with the water because this year we still don't have enough water. That's the problem we have right now. Most of the people love the plant, but the water.
Now, are those beds you got, were they installed by La Mesa Verde?
Yeah, in the box?
Yes, because
Yeah.
I'm just asking, did they install the drip irrigation system?
Yeah, they store that in, but it won't work. It's not work right. It's something going on, not work right. But the thing is, after that, somehow they not work the way supposed to, and
Well,
that's why I only water myself. I use the water.
Well, I can help you out with that. I can fix any problem you got with that drip system. I'm experienced at that too. And I would recommend using the drip system. And I have a kind of a system I use for setting that up. So I'm going to actually publish instructions on how to do that. Maybe you could help with that, Brianna, and we can, forward that to everyone.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah.
Because
I would love that, guys.
I know we just kind of give the boxes with the drip tubing on it and say, go for it. Well, there's more to it than that. And I think that needs to be addressed.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. That's great, Dale.
Yeah, thank you. Sounds great.
Does anybody else have any more questions, comments, concerns, discussion topics, anything? All right. We have some announcements, so I'm going to open up the slides again. All right. So here we have, oh, I just saw we are missing something, but I can figure it out. So is Mariana in here? No, we will come back to this slide when she gets back. So this one here is an announcement, is a flyer that Jumana gave me that she wanted me to share. And I know she is here, but do you want me to just read what you sent me? Okay. So it is the California Native Garden Foundation's mission is to build 25 regenerative organic farms within urban communities where children have access to nature, people can grow their own food locally, and there's a balance between human activity and natural ecology. So this is it looks like it's a networking event. It is $25 for a ticket, and here is the address as well. Jumana, if you would want to add anything to it.
$25 for a ticket for get in to see it, or $25 for what? I'm sorry, I misunderstand something. Hello?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm waiting for Jumana to share. I don't know. You're on mute, Jumana. One second. Do you want me to put you on speaker? Okay. Yeah, I'll put you on speaker. Give me 1 second. Can you do me a favor and mute your actually, yeah, can you mute your computer too? I think it might repeat. Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Can you hear me? Okay, so basically the $25 is a fundraiser and they're going to provide food for everyone. So there is food involved. And it'll be at the 76 Ray Street. The founder of this organization, Alrie Middlebrook, she converted this property, 76 Ray Street. It used to be a parking lot, and she converted it into a teaching garden. It's next to a school and church at this site. And so I have been volunteering for them almost every weekend. And if anybody wants to find out about their program, they can go to their website, cngf.org, California Native Garden Foundation. Anyway, so I just was asked to announce this. Last Monday, they have volunteer potlucks every Monday evening at this very location. And so if anybody is interested, they can certainly come on a Monday evening to check out the site. It's really very beautiful, and that's it. Just wanted to throw that out, but everybody is welcome, and anybody that wishes to volunteer can show up Saturday morning at their Hester farm, and after that the volunteer shifts to the LC garden, which is listed on the flyer. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Jumana. 1 second. Oh, there she is. I was just texting you, Mariana. Okay, so now here we have Mariana to talk about Fresh Approach.
Hey, hello everyone. I'm sorry. So this information we are sharing with you is from Fresh Approach. This is a mobile farmers market that comes to they stop for 1 hour and a half at the Valley Health Center that is located on Tully Road. You can find this truck every Tuesday. So what is special about this truck? So they bring fresh produce, organic, and it's coming from local gardeners. And also this is a non-profit organization. So they offer 50% off to all EBT holders or fresh cow or all those individuals that hold these federal benefits like WIC, and even if you are retired and you are using your social security number, your social security to claim other benefits, you can use this information, not your information, but this federal benefit to get your 50% off. So it can be any federal benefit that you can have with you, and don't miss out. It's very hard to have access to fresh and organic produce. So you can have access to all these produce if you come and visit this truck on Tuesdays from 10 to 11:30. And we'll send you information on email also. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Where is it located again?
On Tully Road.
Where on Tully Road?
It's just next to the Franklin Elementary School, where the fairgrounds site is located.
So it's on Tully Road near the fairgrounds?
Correct.
Yes. Valley
Yes,
Health
me.
Center, 500 Tully Road.
Oh, that means nearby the clinic.
Oh man, this computer is terrible. It's just not behaving. I can't even get the screen to
All right.
I can't do anything. I don't know how to even leave.
I'm sorry. The information is gonna be sent to your email so you can have access to more details.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So our last, I think these are, our last two announcements, that was the word. So first, it's the community garden installation dates coming up. So on March 26th, we are doing Escuela Popular. On April 2nd, we are doing Hellier Elementary and Franklin Elementary. And on April 16th, we are doing Washington School and Shirakawa, which is also a school. So if you're available to volunteer any of those days, I think they will be more so in the morning time. So if you're available for those, please let me know, especially the 2 weekends that we have the double installations, because they will be several beds and it'll be in 2 different sites happening at the same time. So we need lots of hands. And then the other one, I'm not sure what it is, because it wasn't copied to this one, but let me look on the Spanish one, what it says. Give me just 1 second. Okay, so it is about the mentors and mentee meeting. So if you have a paper and pencil or pen and you're interested in having a mentor, please write this down. It'll be Saturday, April 9th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Again, that's Saturday, April 9th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Excuse me, can you write in the chat?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Because I'm outside, I don't have the paper and pencil.
That's, yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Will that go out as a Zoom invite or something like that?
I'm not sure. Fernando is in charge of that, but I would assume so. Alrighty. It is in the chat now. And that is all we have. We are going to go back to the main room now. And in the last 10 minutes, we are going to fill out the survey for the gardening portion and also do a group picture and say goodbye. So,
Brianna, before you go, I looked in the chat, but I didn't see the information for Erica Guzman.
I can resend that now. I will look for it.
Okay.
Or Erica, if you're still here. I don't. Oh yeah. Erica, if you want to resend, actually, I just came across your phone number. There we go.
So you just resent it?
No, not yet.
Oh,
Just now. There it is.
is it at the top, the bottom? I don't see it.
It should be at the very bottom of the chat.
Oh,
The newest.
bottom. Okay. At the bottom.
408-667-2862. Do you
Could
see
do
that?
No. Could you do it one more time slowly? 408.
667.
Uh-huh.
2862.
2862. 408-667-2862. Okay, thank you very much.
And she said text her with your name so she knows who you are.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I will see you all in the main room where we will fill out the survey there. Thank you all so much.
Wait, hello, this is
Yes.
Mai. Can you ask Fernando? I mean, his name again, I forgot.
Sorry, can you say that one more time?
Name again. The one is the half one. The one.
Oh, Dale. Yes, I will give you both each other's information.
No. Odano. Can you
Fernando?
give him yeah, because yesterday I'm there and I saw the meeting there, but the thing is I need to ask him, can I have the box? And he told me call him, and I don't have his number. I lost anyway. But can you leave him my phone number and my name?
Yep.
And
He's
call me. Ask him to call me, please.
Yep. I'll tell him.
Thank you.
Okay.
Gracias, Gaby, por compartir.
Fernando,
Sí.
ya que están presumiendo sus mascotas, yo voy a presumir la mía. Ahí les va.